In this video, I'm going to walk you through the process of submitting an event to Student Activities for approval on behalf of your student organization. Once you log into Community, you'll land on a home page that looks like this. In order to submit an event, you'll need to go to your Groups page. The quickest way to do that is by locating the group over here under your My Groups tab, but you can also find it up here. We'll click on the demo group since that's the group we're going to submit for, and it loads the group home page. As a manager or an admin, you have a few extra options over here on the left and the links that your just plain members don't have. One of those is the Manage Events tab. Just click on that and it will open a new page with a form and some additional options and drop-down menu. Each of these tabs is a different type of event. The active are ones that are upcoming. As you can see, this group has no upcoming events. Requested are events that have been submitted for approval but have not yet been approved one way or the other. Draft are ones that have not been submitted but the form has been filled out and it just needs that additional step. Perhaps you want someone else to review it before you submit it, or you're waiting on a detail prior to submission. That's what draft is. And archived is where all past events will land. So to submit an event, you just simply select Add New Event when you land on the Manage Events page. And it'll open a form that will walk you through asking all the details about your event so that you can fill that in and students who are interested in potentially attending can have all the information they need. One of the first questions it asks is if it's a new event or if you're copying from an existing one. If you're copying an existing event, you simply can just update the details. If this is something that you do every year and you don't necessarily want to have to fill out all the form options, you can select Request Existing Event or Copy an Existing Event and just update it. For this purpose though, we're going to walk you through the new process because that is the little bit more complicated one, and just complicated because it has more questions. So click New Event, and as you see, it opens a new form, and it asks you to submit all these questions. So you'll just choose what type of event it is. We're going to have just a campus activities, and it'll tell us the title, and include a detailed description for this purpose. We're not going to type anything that makes any sense. But this does have the capability of doing HTML coding, adding links, color, so you can make the description look as pretty as you like. You can have links to outside things. You can provide as much detail here as possible. This description is important because it lets student activities know what your event is, but it also helps students know about your event, and that's what's probably most important for you. You can select if it's recurring or not, and the day and times. For ease of filling out this form, I'm just going to say it's all day, so I only have to choose the date and I don't have to choose a time. Most of the time this will not be your option. And then you'll put where it is. And we're going to say that we're going to put this in Watkins 102. And categories are some additional like title options you have, or not title, but they're simply categories. So it helps students know what kind of event it is. So we said it was a campus activity. There's going to be probably some chance for networking, and there'll definitely be food and some social things. So we'll choose all this. You can select as many as you like. For a logo, you can add either your group logo or a picture file of the poster for the event. You don't have to do that when it's submitted for approval, but we definitely recommend once you've got that poster made to add it here so it's a visual for students to see when they're looking at upcoming events rather than just the standard calendar graphic that will fill in otherwise. Host is going to auto-populate your group here. If you're co-hosting this event with another group, you can just hit Add Host and search for them, and then it will show up for the users who are members of that group on their event page as well. And then hit Submit and Continue, and it'll take you to another page with a few additional questions. In this page, it asks you again to confirm and allows you to add a document if the event is something where you're going to have them sign a waiver form, either for Anderson or for where you're going. If you're traveling or you're doing something risky, you can add the waiver form here as a document and students have it to download and be able to bring with them so you need to make copies. That's a great option to help make administering an event really helpful. If there's something else that you feel like they need to have as a part of it, you can add that document there. We're not going to add one for the purpose of this, so we'll just hit Submit and Continue. It'll take us to the third page with questions. And the questions here are about visibility and registration. Visibility means who can see my event. If an event is public, it means any person can navigate from the Anderson page, homepage to community and see it on the calendar. Anybody can see it. You don't have to log in. If it's system users, any student who has access to community can see this event. So if you're hosting something that's open to the whole campus, you'll want to choose public or system users. If your event is approved and its visibility is set to public or system users, it will automatically be included in the 411, so you don't even have to have that extra step. Some important to note though, if you're doing an event that is only for your members, you want to make sure that only members is selected. And if it only says members and it doesn't have system users or public, we won't include it. So if you want it to go in the 411, you'll want to contact us separately, but that's something important to notice. And then registration type. Your event may have no need for registration. For most, that's the case. But if you have a limited number of spots or you want people to sign up, you can choose to add registrations to it, and you can cap the number of them, and you can add different types of registrations. We're not going to do any for this purpose, and I'm going to hit submit and continue. And this will take us to a page, a fourth page that will just show us all the things we filled in, give you a chance to look back over and see if there are any changes that need to be made. And then once you're sure that that's all set, just hit request event. And once you hit request event, it'll take you to this page you can see here. And if you go back to your manage events tab, it will now show up. Actually, you have to hit back to list. It'll now show up here under your requested events until it is approved. If you have any issues with that or have questions, you can just contact the Student Activities Office and we can walk you through it.